It's time to process all my iron. I have now got 56 pieces of meteoric iron, and I was lucky enough to find that coal mine, so I've got the coal with which to smelt it in bloomeries. So I'm just going to go and set those bloomeries going. That is 4 bloomeries of meteoric iron and 2 of quartz. Bismuth is just so beautiful. I want some more copper because I want some more nails and strips, so I am smelting some copper in here. Oh, my favourite lanterns, and I think they are a lot of people's favourite lanterns too. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I am looking at this area down here. I would like to make what I would call an English horticultural greenhouse. Now, this is not a vintage story greenhouse. This is a greenhouse that is there to show off plants. And these 2 large lumps of earth here, where my cursor is, are not doing much. So I'm thinking of building an English greenhouse there. And I think it would look pretty spectacular. I am looking down there and thinking, is this the right place for the greenhouse? I've taken out my area where I was going to grow pumpkins, but I think that if I take out the pond that is to the left of where I've got the hay bales and move the whole greenhouse that way, that might be better. I'm just wondering whether I will ever want to make a boat dock. You know, I don't think I do want to make a boat dock. I know some of you think I should, but I don't really want a dock over this boat. I love seeing the boat. So shall we take a view that we are not going to have a boat dock there? We will, of course, keep the boat dock. What I'm talking about is a boat house. I don't think I want to make a boat house. And if I do, I could put it over the dock. No, I think we will keep that placement where it is. I'm not a huge fan of getting rid of water. I used to travel to Hong Kong, and they had Feng Shui masters there. And the Feng Shui masters said that if the harbour was too built over, the harbour was the bowl into which the gold would fall, and if the harbour was too built over, the gold would not fall into the harbour. There would be less gold, and it's a very, very fascinating thought. Now, do I want this at an elevated level, or do I want to put it flat on the ground? And also, let's just put that one. This would be our entrance. Do we want that idea or do we not? I'm using hay bales to draw it all out, but I think that would be a better look if it's flatter. Okay, let's do that. We'll flatten this whole area, having so carefully built it up to grow the pumpkins. Let's take that one out. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. So that was going to be 1, 2, 3, yeah. Doorway. How does that look? Let's have a quick look at that. Yes, that's going to be a better look. Now, we want to make sure that all this is rich looking earth. That will actually be path. And in fact the path will go back here, won't it? Yeah. Okay, we're getting there. And it's quite nice having this along the edge of the pond. Let's get out what's easy to get out. I think that's a much better height. And I foresee a pond in our future. I can just see a nice pond here. Yeah, I think that would be good. We can have a lily pond. We could put a water lily pond. And in fact, we could build a second greenhouse here for water lilies. There is the most exquisite lily pond in Kew Gardens in London. I think that would be a good idea. Right, okay. I think I have my plans started. Now the next thing I have to decide is what wood are we going to use and what glass are we going to use, because we are going to need a lot of wood and glass, and also I'm going to be taking down this huge lump of dirt. Which I think is a good idea. Oh, hello. We have lead. Well, that has to be gone up, doesn't it? I wonder if there's any more. Yes, there is. I can't pick that up. No sooner have I put something down than I have to pick it up again. Okay, let's get some light around here as well. Where else do we want the light? Well, we can decide later. Let's just pop that down because I want that lead. That is a much better height. I am liking that a lot. I am going to, I think, put a pond in front of it and put some water lilies in. I might take one of the big ones, or I might build a lily pond to the side. I haven't decided yet, but I don't want to build a boathouse. That's what I have decided. So I think this is going to be a huge amount of work to take that large lump of earth down. My gosh, and what a view we will have when we've taken it down, because we will be able to look into the glass house, and that's why I'm making so much glass at the moment. I've had to pause in my efforts to clear that enormous sort of lump that was over there, and already we're getting a better view behind, and I hope that the greenhouse will look wonderful. But that pause has been because I ran out of pickaxes, and I also need to make, I'm going to make 2 pickaxes, and I'm going to make a shovel and an axe. There we go. And I need tongs. Right. Also, because I ran out of pickaxes, I'm going to have to do my hammering on here where we've got the hell hammer above. This is not a problem. Here we go. Okay. 2 pickaxes, a shovel, and a new axe. I am going to put the shovel and the axe down for the time being. Yeah. I've already found 6 blocks of lead. Let's get some more. Excellent. I'm not even looking for lead. Classic. When you're not looking for it, you find it. Okay, I have flattened the land and started on the internal layout. Now the next thing we have to decide is just what wood are we going to make this out of. I'm very tempted to use ebony. I think that for a greenhouse, Purple Heart is too bright. I think this is too light, too bright, too light. And I think that ebony would be a nice contrast, but at the same time there's a lot of purple in ebony. Let's go and see if we've got some ebony. I'm looking at the greenhouse and I've got 3 alternatives. I've got ebony, I've got fancy acacia, and I've got maple. I'm looking at it from here. From here, I would go with the ebony. Let's go down and have a look, because it's one thing what we would go to from here. It's a totally different view downstairs, but let's go and have a look. And looking from on this side, yeah, I would go for the ebony. I think the acacia is too red, and I think that the maple just goes too much into the background. So I think we are going to go for the ebony. Now, I don't know how much of this I've got. Obviously not enough for what I want to do. I also love the striations on the ebony. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's get those off our bar. Right, so let's make sure we do this with ebony and not acacia. It looks so nice. Yeah, I think that was the correct choice. Make sure we've got those blocks vertical. I am using up old axes. I mean, that is beautiful wood, but it's not the look I want. Yeah. Right, that is a decision made. That's carved, wait a minute, that's carved acacia, that's carved acacia. Right, I've used all my ebony for the moment. Now I have a decision to make, and that is I'm going to plant flowers in here. Do I plant the flowers straight into the ground like that, or do I put them in plant pots, or do I do both? That is a thought. Let's go and get a plant pot. What's the weather like? Calm. I seem to end up doing so much at night. It's absolutely crazy. I'm tempted to go with all 3. I was going to put labels, but it's very easy when you just focus on them. But I do like the idea that this will show the different forms of the flowers. And I'm going to go in alphabetical order. So I'm going to have catmint here, and then we will have cornflower there. Let's see what this looks like. I think I'm going to have to go and think about planters, whether I do stick to one colour or not. Yeah, let's take that out. Right, English greenhouses always have a certain shape and form. They always have wood at the bottom. They can have red brick. but they tend more often to have wood, and then they have like a church of glass. Now, I have taken a decision here that we are going to move this in that I've decided that I want to have all three forms showing of the plants so that they can see, so that we can see what they look like on the grass and on here. Now I am following the alphabetical order here, but I'm doing it alternates. So we have catmint, cornflower, and then we would have, yeah, and I want to move this too. Yeah. So I'm moving them over by one because I want to move the front wall back. It's going to look better. And it astonished me how different these forms are. And the one that surprised me most is the cow parsley. Look at the difference here between this exquisite white plant and the rather raggedy cow parsley. And cow parsley is raggedy. Let's not deny that. Right, let's take up the dwarf firs. And the last one is this one. Yeah, I'm quite shocked and horrified by this one. Ooh, I've moved over too far. Never mind. I mean, look at the difference between this rather sad-looking morsel and this vibrant plant. And even in a plant pot, it looks good. Right, I've gone too far. That's okay, we're easy to move. That's the thing about plants. And I have another planter there. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to move this front wall back. And that is mainly because most greenhouses will have a nice little place where people can sit in front of them, have a cup of tea, and in this case, I think, watch the sunset. It looks wonderful, doesn't it? Okay. Why am I too short? Because I've shortened the greenhouse by one. Okay. All right. Now, the format of the greenhouse, as I have said, is going to be, it's like a church to horticulture. So it goes like that, and then we will want it too high because we will have too high plants here. Okay. That's right. And then we go one. Got more down here. Right, this is it. We start to build that wonderful cathedral shape, or church shape, probably more better to describe it. Yay. And those are going in correctly. Okay, well, we have more glass upstairs. Yeah, this takes so much glass. Let's go and get the rest of our glass. Are we still calm? We are. We've had a little calm period, which has been an absolute joy. Now I ought to have some glass in my bloomeries. I've only got 2 bloomeries full, so I think that's not going to be much glass. But we've got the meteoric iron as well. Oh! Okay, let's jump down our hole to collect all that. Mend the floor. And I'm just going to check down below that I haven't dropped any glass or meteoric iron or anything like that downstairs. Let's go and have a look. No, that's all intact. Go right to the bottom and make absolutely sure. Okay, that's fine. Alright, we'd better get our next bloomeries going if we're going to build this greenhouse. Right, I'll come back to you when I've set them up. Well, that's another 5 bloomeries smelting quartz into glass. And we will need every bit of it, I suspect. Okay, I am on my way to the Palace of Nestor that we found. And I am short of some flowers. I'm short of forget-me-nots of all the things. And I am short of, the other one is heather. Now, I don't think I'm going to find heather in this area, but I'm also trying to get my hands on any planter I can at the moment. I'm not going for a, you know, cohesive look. I'm just going for what I can get. And I do know that over in the graveyard, we might find some very pretty flowers and plant pots. So let's go and have a quick look in the graveyard. Here I am robbing the dead as usual. Are there any plant pots? Now there are gravestones. I haven't gone through this graveyard yet. There are some very nice ferns here I want. Are there any plant pots? And it's got a forget-me-not in. I need 3 forget-me-nots. But, you know, what I'm also going to take is I don't have these big cinnamon ferns. And I want some more of these beautiful big ferns because they make any area look fantastic. Yeah, so I've got 3 of those. 1 of those. Any more of the cinnamon ferns? No. But we will take more of these. Ooh. There we go. Yeah. What's in here? Farming. No, we'll come back for that. We are at the moment looking for beautiful plant life to make ourselves look better. So only the 1 flower pot. Well. Let's go into this build here because I know that there are plant pots and flower pots here. I'm having to eat out of my... Yeah, they're already spoiling. I've left it slightly too long. Oh yeah, and of course I didn't take down the aphid nests. Oh, so we have a welcoming committee. That's all right. You just go there. Okay. Yep, we'll have you. And we'll kill you. Okay. Let me put my pot down for a minute. Mustn't lose that. And Yeah, let's put... Oh, we probably can't put those down. Let's put that little one down. Okay. We'll leave that episode there, as I am just about to run through the Palace of Nestor and just basically pick up anything I can possibly get my hands on. This is going to be a bit of a long project, but I am absolutely loving doing this. This is the sort of thing that is just balm to my soul, because I'm working with flowers, I'm building a structure that I like building. It's going to be a beautiful sight from my forge. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, leave a like, maybe consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next episode and we'll continue this project. Goodbye, my friends.